Have you talked to students or even faculty and peers lately about sorrow, grief, loss, disappointment? Many students hobble into their day with enough sorrow to crash through any new realities you hope to teach them. Sometimes we do ourselves. Teens drop out of school with unresolved hurts. Faculty leave disappointed. Marriages break up. And there are responses through brain-based tasks that can move people past lost relationships built on new neurodiscoveries about a brain on sorrow. For example, the deck of 50 cards in this package help your students and yourself to discover the brain's ability to turn grief into gifts that you value. Included in this resource, you have the discussion cards that can be done alone or in teams or an entire class, adventure cards, test your skill cards. You have multiple intelligence tasks that allow a student to build new possibilities going forward on the other side of healing. There are cheat sheets with brain facts students are interested in, posters that you can use in your class, and finally an informational text on healing, how it works, and what's new with neurofacts in this package. You will see, for example, that traditional grief stages are pretty much lockstep. Denial, then you go through anger, bargaining, depression, acceptance. But what if you don't go through those things? What if you bounce back and forth between anger and denial and depression and emotions that come and go without your ability to stop them? In this package of materials, you will help students to remap their emotional responses with real neurofacts. So they'll map for new possibilities going forward. Students are often surprised and delighted to see that brains come with equipment to help them heal their hearts. We used to think we move forward with logic or we get all emotional about things. Neither of those things are true because new neurodiscoveries now teach us how logic and emotion mingle together in the student's amygdala and through fueling chemicals such as cortisol and serotonin to help them move forward in their own time and in exciting ways. They'll make choices that help them heal, knowing how their basal ganglia stores every memory and action, good ones and bad ones, or how serotonin adds well-being fuel to each advance they make. They'll find out about how plasticity can literally change their own brain, and that working memory is a small capacity held up front like a sticky note in front of their brain until they use these new facts to make benefits for themselves. They'll learn how the dangerous chemical cortisol is actually helpful initially to help them fuel with tears they cry at first and walk through or cope with the sheer shock of disappointment and loss they often feel and that often goes unresolved. Finally, they'll learn about how their amygdala stores every emotional response, motivating them to make choices and responses that they want to see in their future and in their tomorrow. There are other practical tools and tasks and lessons that meet your students where they are for any topic you teach with access in these materials. Finally, please do contact me. Leave a brief positive review if you find these Getting Past Grief materials helpful for you and your students. But also contact me if there are any other ways that my brain-based materials could address your needs, because I'd be honored to help you and your students in any ways possible. To leave a comment or a question, hit on the Ask a Question tab to the right of the rating tab on my TPT site. Follow me there so that I can give updates and even free materials that would help your students. The site's called Ellen Weber, brain-based tasks for upper grades. I hope these grief relief materials and brain-based tasks will bring the kind of support you and your students deserve the best.